Yo, what it do YouTube, what it do YouTube, man, it is your boy, and I'm back at it again with another video for y'all, man, and today, we made a few pickups to the team, man, plus we got some ranked gameplays in the store. Like I told y'all before, man, if y'all have any story requests or any advice requests, anything like that y'all want me to talk about, definitely drop it down in the comments and I'm gonna make a video about them. With this being the first video that I'm going to be telling like stories while I'm playing, definitely let me know if y'all prefer that I make some videos where I'm telling a story and others where I'm just focusing on gameplay, because I'm gonna let you know now, it is definitely hard to provide elite storytelling and gameplay at the same time. So like I said, man, let me know how y'all like this one and I'll take all of that into consideration going into the next ones. But enough yap on that, man. Let's get right into these upgrades so we can get into the gameplays. The first upgrade that we made is going to be this Jonnu Smith. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping him, but I will say the card is the dog if you guys are looking for a tight end. Him having that baked on yak him up is really solid. The red zone threat is cool too, but this is going to be the main attraction, that yak him up. But all for 1 AP, man, I have, like I said, the yak him up in the red zone threat. I also have spin cycle, mid elite, route tech, tank, and honorary lineman. I probably really don't need the route tech. I really just wanted to try it out, and so that's what I'm gonna be rocking out with in this game. I did pick up the Vernon Davis so I can get him maxed out to 99 speed, because without Vernon he'd only be 98. But here are the attributes here, man. Really solid card, only 6'3", which isn't terrible, but he does have a good spin for being 6'3", I will say. I know typically the best spins are with the taller people, like the bigger frame people, but he has a really good spin still, I will say. And outside of Jonnu Smith, man, I only made 2 other changes. The first one being that I added CeeDee Lamb back to the starting lineup. I really just felt wrong with him on the bench, man. Outside of me being a Cowboys fan, I really am a huge fan of CeeDee Lamb. He's really been one of my favorite receivers for a while now, so I just couldn't have him on my bench. So we did add him back, and we also added route tech. So we've got route tech, short end, mid out, mid end, double meat, and human joystick for 2 AP. And the last change is that I did add the route tech to Darren McFadden as well. So for 2 AP, I've got route tech, spin cycle, tank, steamroller, balance beam, freight train, and human joystick. I don't really know what my obsession is with the route tech right now. I guess I really just want to see how effective it is or isn't. I also have it on Julio, so that's one thing you guys can look for in this gameplay while I'm yapping on these stories. The last change is going to come on defense, man. I did pick up that Devon Witherspoon. I didn't really have to get him. I was just really intrigued by the fact that he gets lurk artists, and I love lurk artists as an ability, especially at the time of year where we start getting on cornerbacks. But outside of that lurk artist, man, he has medium route KO. We got lurk, mid zone, short route, flat zone, plus stonewall and shutdown, all for 0 AP. Really solid card, man. Devon Witherspoon, 6 foot, 99 speed, 99 XL, 99 man in zone, pretty much 99 everything, man. So this card should be really good, and that is pretty much it for all the changes though. The specialist page is the exact same, except for the fact that I did move Larry Allen to the outside and I put Devondre Sweat at my D tackle spot. So now I have an unstoppable force or Colossus on all 3 people who run my D front out of the nickel and dime packages. Typically I wouldn't run something like this because I do like to have as much speed as possible at the end positions, but we're gonna try to see if the abilities can trump speed in this situation. Other than that though, we do got Devon Witherspoon running the slot now with Sherman instead of Byron Jones from last time. And then playbook wise, we're gonna be in the Saints offense. And for my next video that I'm telling stories, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into a playbook like the Eagles or something that I've used for a really long time. That way I can play without thinking as much. So like if I'm in a new playbook, it takes a lot more conscious thought because I'm doing stuff I don't do repetitively, like over and over again. But using a playbook like the Eagles, or like I said, something I just was using for a long time, it'd be a lot easier for me to focus on the story and the game because the offense is just so second nature. I do it so much. But that is enough yapping for the introduction, man. Let's get into the stories, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man, and let's do it. I bet, man. So we got a new ranked season afoot. So we about to go ahead and take the squad into it and see what it's talking about, man. And crazy enough, man, today's stories are on like paranormal, like supernatural experiences. So we're gonna get into that today, man. Yeah, he's got a pretty solid squad, but I was surprised to get that type of comment for sure, because I don't think many people have those encounters. So to just ask me that, of all people who's had plenty, I thought was just like kind of funny. Let's go. And the disclaimer before I get into anything, right? I'm not trying to imply that anything does or doesn't exist. I am just, oh my God, I'm just recounting, you know, things that have happened, experiences that I've experienced, how I experienced them. You guys can interpret them for whatever you think they mean. I have my own interpretations, but this ain't the video for that. So let's get into it, man. My first encounter, like with something like unexplainable, like supernatural, whatever, you know, people want to use for the word. I was like 2 or 3. Like I had to have been like younger than, let's go. I had to have been younger than like 4 or 5 because my dad was still home. And my dad went to prison when I was younger. And that's a whole nother story in itself. But yeah, it was before he went in. But I'm asleep at night and just in the middle of the night. The TV's on, I'm knocked out. Can we get up there? But I wake up and there's like a shadow figure in the hallway running at me. And then within like a couple of seconds, it just like jumped into me, like, and just disappeared into me. But in the same moment that it did that, I like woke up again. The same show, same everything, like same everything, just how it was when I just woke up and that happened. But there's no shadow figure and I'm screaming and my dad comes in and gets me, and that's pretty much how that ends. They take me in the room for the night and that's over with. Oh my God. All right, that was a great pick by Gonzalez. I don't know if that was a bad read by me because I was chatting or what, but it is what it is. You got it, boss man. But yeah, that was that experience. I had sleep paralysis for years. Like I've had that my whole life, but I didn't experience like, you know, the shadow person visit, whatever you want to call that. I didn't experience that for quite some time. That came years later, so I'll get back to that. But like I said, just throughout my childhood though, I had sleep paralysis a lot. And through having sleep paralysis a lot, I used to lucid dream a lot is what I came to understand that to be. But I used to just have like really vivid dreams, and after a while I learned how to control them, because through the sleep paralysis it just kind of really made it easy to know when I was dreaming. And when you know you're dreaming, you can, you know, kind of like control the dream, kind of like the movie Inception and stuff like that. In a I wouldn't even say less exaggerated, man. Really, it just depends on how good you are with it. I wouldn't say I was like the best with like just controlling it, but after a while, man, I ain't gonna lie, you can control a lot in your dreams, bro. If you know you're dreaming, bro, you really can just control everything, the environment, what you do, who's there, what's going on, all types of stuff. Let's go. But yeah, enough blabbing about that though. I didn't experience, you know, the shadow visit until years later. So that would have been, I would have been like 13 or 14. This would have been when I was already in Atlanta, and I used to come back to Maryland and DC for the summer so I could visit my dad and family and different stuff like that. Because at that time, my dad was in New Jersey. It was a facility called Fairton. He was on like the campsite though. It was like 2 facilities at Fairton. But he was at the, bro, why does it feel like he's so slow right now? But yeah, he was at Fairton, the campsite, final stretch of his bid. So he was on that side. That part's not even really important to the story, but that was one of the main reasons why I was going up there though. But that was the second time that I encountered the shadow thing. I don't know if it was like the same, I don't even want to call it person or like energy or whatever to label it. Like with this type of stuff, I really don't know what terminology to use. I'm only recounting it as I remember it. But this time I had sleep paralysis at my uncle's house that I was staying at in Maryland. So I wake up in the morning. This time it's like 5 or 6 in the morning, and there's like a clothes hamper on the side of the bed, right on the left side of the bed. And when I wake up, it's a shadow, but it's just sitting on the hamper. Like the joint just sitting there, like it's not doing nothing. Like, I mean, damn sure ain't saying nothing. I mean, dang sure ain't saying nothing, but it's not doing nothing. It's just there, right? So come on, we got that right. Let's go. But it's just there. But after a few seconds, like I'm kind of just like there, and I'm scared, but I'm not scared. Like I'm more so scared for the fact that I'm perceiving that there's something in the room and I can't move. Like I feel like defenseless, but I didn't feel terrified of like the figure itself or like the shadow, whatever you want to call it. After a couple of seconds, it just gets up slowly, like kind of slowly, and just like walks out the room. And the moment that it gets out of the room, but out of sight, I can move again. Like I can move, like I can talk and I can move again and all that. So I was shook about that joint for sure, but it was morning time. So I just kind of got up and just kind of thought about it and just was, oh my God. And just was left with that thought. So once again, though, like I said, I had the sleep paralysis all my life, but I didn't get that shadow visit again for, I don't think I ever got the shadow. I should have been on that aggressively, but I don't think I ever got that visit again. I can't remember one right now. I've had another crazy encounter that way worse than the shadows. So, but we'll get to that too. We'll get to that too. Let me lock in for a second, cause I gotta make sure that I'm telling all of this in order. I don't want to forget anything either. Just trying to, that's us, right? Didn't even go for it, but cool. That's 13, 14. Okay, cool. Bet 15. 15 is different from the shadows, right? I'm not seeing, okay. I didn't see the shadow, but this was my first time having an outer body experience, right? And this one was so crazy because I didn't even realize what was happening until it was over. Let me lock in for this 4th down though, because I don't want to get caught in this story on this important down. Okay, you got me. I couldn't get the press off. But the outer body experience, right? So I'm asleep on the couch. I'm 15, 16, so I still live, like I'm in high school. So I'm at home with my mom and my sister and I'm asleep on the couch. But in the middle of the night, I got sleep paralysis, right? Which isn't, that's not uncommon to me at that time. Like that was nothing. But in the moment of me trying to move though, I fall on the floor, right? So I fall off the couch onto the floor. But the difference between this fall, and I noticed that then, like I said, I wasn't fully aware of what was going on. I had just kind of like woke up and like I said, I just seen that I fell on the floor, like, like I said, perceiving that to be the case. But let me lock in right here. Oh my God, I was on that too. He got me. What a great read. Let's go, Jimmy. No way. That is crazy, bruh. That is so crazy, bruh. We get the pick and then that happens. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds? He's got it. Yeah, throwing that pick to start the game was definitely a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was a little more locked in at that moment, but it's all good. Getting that hit stick fumble right there was crazy though. But to get back into that part, so when I thinking I fell out the bed or fell off the couch, I didn't actually fall out the couch. Technically, I fell out of my body onto the floor. And like I was trying to get to, I kind of like out my body. Like instead of like, if you fall off the bed or a couch as a human being, like who weigh a little bit, you're going to thump, like thud, like it's going to be a fall. I didn't fall though. Like I said, it was just like the wind just blew me away, like, you know what I'm saying, off the couch. But like I said, at the moment, I'm not realizing that until like when I'm getting, like trying to get up, or at least in my mind, when I feel like I'm trying to get up. When I feel like I'm trying to get up, I'm like drifting and I like turn around, I guess, or I finally drift around and I can see I'm still on the couch, bro. Like I am still on the couch. So I'm like, hold on now. But the moment I realized that, I guess like the shock of that like just wakes me up instantly. And so I'm like right back in my body. Yeah, he got it. Don't let him run it back though. That'd be crazy. Let's go. But I just like snap back into my body. So I'm thrilled about it for a moment, but because I'm so sleepy, I'm like, cool, I'll think about it more in the morning. So I go back to sleep, but I get the sleep paralysis again. And this time I fall out my body again. But this time I'm not as scared because it just happened. Like it literally just happened. So I'm a little more trying to figure out like what's really like going on. So like, because I'm like floating or drifting, like I'm not like able to walk. Like I'm not able to move in the way that I'm used to moving, like with my limbs, my extremities, things like that. I'm just like drifting. So I really can't control where I'm going, but to the best of my abilities, I'm trying to like see if I can make it to my mom's room just to see like if it looked like, you know what I'm saying? Like what it looked like I'm trying to see like, are they in the bed asleep? Like, is this like, am I in some weird in between where I'm like actually able to see what they got going on from some outward view? Like I'm really just kind of trying to see what I can get done pretty much. But before I can even get there, like I said, I'm really struggling to get there. I end up like just waking up. Like long story short, I end up waking up and I don't even really make it there. But I'm just floating though. Oh my God, let's go. But I'm just floating though. Like, and it was crazy. So I wake up and that was that. I tell my mother and my sister about that in the morning and they really barely believe me. But one thing they know about me is I'm not a liar. So like if I'm saying something, like as crazy as it may sound, it's the truth. Like it's the truth for sure. So that was that experience though. And that wasn't even, that wasn't even my last out of body experience, right? But my next experience, I don't think came from after that. That was high school. I had some in college, but nothing too crazy. The next time I had an out of body experience, I guess would be the next crazy one. And I had just two in a period of 2 weeks. So like it's not even really no story to that one. I just kept falling out of my body at night. I even like made a Reddit post about it because I didn't really have out of body experiences like that often. And I had two in like a week or something. If I could find the Reddit post, I'll actually like overlay it on the screen. But I was like really trying to get answers about that because like I was just falling out my body, like, and it happened twice in like a week. The last one that I can remember that I'm gonna actually share, because I had another one that was a little OC. But the last one that I can share was probably the one that I had the most fear from. Was, so at this time in my life, I think I'm like, this was just a few years ago. I'm literally, if I'm 26 now, I had to been like 23, 24, something like that. But at this time, I'm like studying the Apocrypha or the Apocrypha. It's like the non-canonical chapters of the Bible. Like, hold on right quick. Let me lock in. But yeah, it's like the non-canonical chapters of the Bible. Y'all can look it up, and I'll try to put some info on the screen on it. Dang, I should have circle too. But I'll try to put some info on the screen on it too about it. But I'm listening to the Book of Enoch. And the Book of Enoch, in basic overview, is like the story of the fallen angels falling from heaven. And essentially they like procreate with, that was crazy, but they like procreate with the women of earth. And they make these giants who end up being like a huge problem for the earth. And because of the problem that they're creating for the earth, they end up having to like flood the earth. You know, essentially, I think that explains the story of Noah and the ark and all that stuff and why they had to flood it. Essentially, the Nephilim had to be dealt with. But outside of that, though, why I'm actually even talking about it is because I'm studying that, and in my head, like, I have no reason to, dang, I'm really playing dumb because I'm telling the story, but next game we'll lock in. I had no reason to be thinking, or like, I had no reason really to be thinking it, like to thinking what I thought, but I was like, F the fallen angels, right, in my head. No reason to say it. It's just, you know, being whatever. But the moment I said that, bro, I kid you not. If I'm lying, may God strike me dead. I swear on everything I love. The moment I thought it, not even said it, I thought it, something like chokes me, but not like no, you know what I'm saying? This joint choked me, like, and it choked me so hard that not only did my eyes get blurry, I truly felt like if that joint didn't let me go, it could have killed me, right? That's how I never been choked like that in my life. Like, man, I've never had nobody choke me. So when it let me go, finally, what really sealed the deal for that to really like shake me the way that situation did was the fact that when it let me go, my daughter, who was asleep on my chest at the time, she was like probably like 1 or 2. If I'm like 20, she had to be like 1 or 2. But she like lets out like a quick little cry. Like soon as it lets me go, she lets out a cry as if something let her go, or something was like doing something to her, and just goes right back to sleep as if nothing happened. Like as if nothing happens, just let that cry out and goes right back to sleep. And when that happened, bro, and on top of that, I wasn't asleep. I want to make that very clear. In the other moments, I was like in sleep paralysis and all that other stuff. And from like the scientific aspect of what sleep paralysis is, it's like a chemical that's released in your body when you go to sleep so that you don't act out your dreams, and it paralyzes you. And so essentially sleep paralysis is just being caught in the middle. So I used to kind of justify the sleep paralysis like with that, like, you know, I'm like in between some weird dream state and the real world. So it's cool. It is what it is. We'll go ahead and quit and give you the game. Great game, bro. I've been chatting like crazy. But I used to justify that, you know, with that. But like with that time, not being asleep, that joint threw me. That joint threw me for a minute, and I was actually really shook about that for a minute. I never really talk about that one. I don't really talk about the other ones either, but I really never talk about that one. And this is like the first time that I've ever really just shared like all of this the way that I'm sharing it right now. So hopefully it all like made sense. I never really, like I said, put it down in a timeline or anything like that. But that is my experiences with the supernatural, man. So let's go ahead and get into a game where we can actually lock in and focus, and let's do it. Okay, he got me. Okay, so he's about to just try and run the ball and pretty much do a lot of stuff out of pistol bunch here. I probably could have picked that if I tried. I was just making sure he didn't catch it. I know every time I be going for them picks, I always end up like letting him get it or missing a knockout or whatever. I just didn't want that to happen then. I knew that was about to come. I just was missing the press. Or not was missing, but I missed the press. Ooh, he got that out just in time. Yeah, that matched right there messed me up. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that was definitely my fault. It's all good. Let's just go ahead and make sure that we follow up, get us a tutty right here. And let's at least go out with a win in today's video, right? I'm really not even tripping on the first loss because I was really telling the story, but I got to figure out going forward like a combination of like, you know, pausing the story, lock in, you know, things like that. Cause I know there's a way for me to like do it. Let's go. It's all good though. We had to take a chance right there. Yeah, this is one formation that I do like a lot. This is kind of like a really weird U-trips. Let's go. I probably had reads, but I just wanted to be safe. We might be able to get the RPO here. I'm not too certain. I'm gonna really just see. Let's go. Let's get it. I was scared to spin right there because I really just did not want to fumble. I saw that avalanche lit up right there and I just was not trying to mess with that, bro. Not right now. Go ahead and make this sub right here and throw the judge on. Let's get it. If you can't go through, go over, man. If you cannot go through, go over. Oh my God. I think I just got vanguarded crazy right there. I saw some stuff lighting up and my people was getting lit up too. Okay, let's get him down. So he's at least getting 3 out of this. So let's try not to make it too much more than that, if any. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. That was easy for him. I'm not gonna lie. I probably should have audibled into something else. Not audible, but like called a time into something else. But man, being stubborn definitely cost me right there. Oh nah, don't let him run it back though. No, that's crazy work. No way. Wow. What a terrible way to end the half. What a terrible way. But cool, man. We are going out bad in today's first storytime video. I almost don't like the fact that I'm telling the stories in a sense. So hopefully y'all do like the story aspect of it. Let's get everywhere to stay up. Let's go. I probably should have aggressive caught that instead of possession. Oh, way to stay up. Let's go. All right, bet. Let's get it. Wow, I was trying to cut it back right, but he had already hit the line. Let's get it. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the truck. We needed that truck very badly. So now we get to go ahead and just take our points. We have to get a stop though, because any situation where he leaves with points right here, I can no longer tie the game. Oh my God. Okay, I might end up having to really switch formations. The dollar's not working. Ooh. Wow. Okay, got that away. Oh my goodness. Wow. The timing that when he threw that was so perfect because he was able to get that block. Oh, if I was ready, I probably could have picked it. I had no idea. Wow, that was a great time to pull that out, no diddy. Yeah, so if I can't get a stop in these next 4 downs, or like hold him to 3, I'm gonna just go ahead and give him this game. Ooh, if only he could have held him up long enough for me to get the hit stick follow up. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, nice. You gonna take the 3, right? You know the smart thing to do here is take your 3, bruh. And he got me. Great game to bruh. Great game to both of them. And that is going to be it for this one. Definitely let me know how y'all like the stories. We did go 0-2 today. Second game we just lost. Really because that halftime pick put me in a really bad position. But the first game, too much chatting for sure. But if y'all do like the stories and don't really care if I just get the L handed to me per se, definitely let me know and I'll keep them coming. But as far as this video, like I said, it is over with. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And leave your topics if you want another one, man. And I'll be right back at it with another one.